Rivals of Aether. Ether? So I love Super Smash Bros. In fact, it's probably the franchise that's affected me the most. I've owned all 4 of the games, and I currently play Melee competitively, even though I'm not really that good at it. So when I first heard about Rivals of Aether, I was pretty excited to see what it had in store. Let me take a moment to go over how Rivals of Aether's gameplay works. It's nearly identical to Super Smash Bros., which is by no means a bad thing. 2 to 4 players beat the crap out of each other and build up each other's percentage meters. The higher your percentage is, the farther you'll get knocked back by attacks. The objective of the game is to knock your opponents off the screen. You have a large array of attacks to use, but none of them are difficult to execute at all. At most you need to press like 2 buttons to use an attack. The concept of easy to learn, difficult to master definitely applies to this game. Essentially anyone can play the game and have a good time doing so, but the people who want to take it a bit more seriously can do so as well. Super Smash Bros. Pioneered this concept in the fighting game genre, and Rivals of Aether executes it in the same exact fashion perfectly. So when you start up the game, you have access to a few different menus. Local, which has a versus mode with up to 4 players, and it also has an awesome training mode, which I'll get into in a bit. There's also an online mode, which is actually really good. I almost never encountered any lag. It's probably more solid and reliable than Smash 4's online, but that's probably because there aren't as many people playing Rivals as there are playing Smash 4. Probably the most unique thing about the game is the characters. They're so different from any character you'll ever see in Smash. They each have their own unique mechanic that really sets them apart from each other. Rastor can only use Smash attacks in the air and has multiple jumps. Orcane's gameplay revolves around his water puddle, which he can teleport to. He can also spawn damaging bubbles from. Zetterburn, he can hit enemies with fire, which causes damage over time. Crack can throw a rock from the ground and destroy it in a multitude of ways. Forsburn, who can not only spawn a clone of himself to fight, but he can also spawn a ton of smoke to cloud the stage. And Maple, who can tie up enemies with her or his rope. They really diversify the game, and that's probably one of the things I like the most. No 2 characters feel the same, and it's something you can really appreciate. The gameplay feels super fluid and, in my opinion, feels very reminiscent to that of Smash 64. But it also throws in mechanics seen not only in other Smash games like wave dashing, but it also has new mechanics like parrying, which completely blocks out an incoming attack and stuns whoever got parried for a few seconds. The biggest similarity I can see to Smash 64 is the fact that it has a very volatile combo system. One good hit to lead to taking a stock, as hit stun is super high and it's easy to juggle people in the air for extended periods of time. This is not a bad thing by any means, but it can be definitely frustrating to deal with if you're new to the game and you don't know how to deal with it, like me. The gameplay is just addicting in general. You start to play online, you get completely destroyed, which motivates you to get better at the game. And because each character's movesets are so deep, you'll spend hours trying to figure out just one of them. And with even more characters on the way, you'll be quite busy trying to figure them all out. And to help you figure out all these characters is the super awesome training mode I mentioned earlier. You have so many options that can help you analyze the characters and help your gameplay in general. You can enable all the hitboxes for the characters and their attacks so you can see how big they are. You can change how much damage the computer character has to test out different scenarios depending on percentage. You can set up how the CPU uses directional influence, which is the ability to choose the direction you fly in after you get hit by an attack. You can also set up how the CPU techs, which is the role that you perform if you hit the trigger as you hit the ground. And probably one of the most notable functions is the ability to pause the game and view it frame by frame. Frame data is hugely important in fighting games, and knowing how many frames each attack is and how each attack behaves on which frames is essential to getting good at the game. That's something not even Smash, this game's inspiration, has. To me, having a powerful training mode in a fighting game is imperative to its viability as a competitive game. Obviously, I guess this doesn't apply to Smash because, well, Smash is intended to be a party game, but in a game that's supposed to be played competitively, or at least has the functionality to do so, this is absolutely huge. The game's training mode is probably one of my favorite aspects of it. So, in conclusion, Rivals of Aether is a great load of fun to play. If you want to play a game that's similar to Super Smash Bros., but different enough to be its own thing, then this is the game for you. Never before have I seen a game take what Smash does so well and emulate it to a T. And let me remind you once again that this is absolutely not a bad thing at all. In fact, I welcome the similarities. As someone who's interested in game design and possibly pursuing it as a career, I think it's awesome that someone took what makes one game great and put their own spin on it. To me, games are an art form, and anyone who is willing and capable to improve on what already exists gets a pass in my book. Of course, this doesn't apply to every instance of this. A lot of the time, this concept is put into place solely to make a quick buck, like all the Minecraft and Flappy Bird ripoffs that floated around for a while. But when a genuine attempt to improve a concept in game design is made, that's a very commendable decision. So anyway, give Rivals of Aether a try, and chances are you'll have a great time playing it. I know that I have. Hi there, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you click right there in the middle of the screen, you can go watch my video about Pokemon Coliseum. Is it a good game? Is it bad? You'll just have to find out when you see it. I mean, that's just how it works. It's just I don't know. And of course, if you have any feedback about this video, feel free to leave any sort of comment in the comment section below. Whether it's, Dan, you're just a terrible human being, or, oh, this video was it was great, 10 out of 10. Okay, bye.